Well, hello everyone. Yeah, I'm back again this morning on a Monday morning. Yes, indeed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, March the 2nd, 2026. Rocking and rolling today with you know, another video for you. Just want to get some talking points to about what's going on, in the city of Jackson once again. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody, everybody's uptight about what's going on up in Washington D.C. About the war that everybody, with between United States and Iran and Israel and all that kind of stuff. A little touchy feely about that type of stuff. But I don't want to talk about that today because it's that right there is like it's all over the mainstream. It's all over on social media platforms, and it's like everybody talking about that mess. You know what I'm saying? It's like for me, I'm more on a local type situation with what's going on right here in the 601. You know, um, you know, they've been talking about in the news. It was wrapping up the about the Ted DiBiase um, scandal. The Tanner scandal. Talking about some millions of dollars being offered with contracts and all that kind of jazz with this Ted DiBiase Jr. case. You know, for me, this is just once again another and then it kind of like seems like the media is trying to pivot away from, and they're trying to make it look like, what I'm saying, like his hands was dirty, but it wasn't that dirty. You know, I mean, this I'm talking about the media. I'm not talking about you know what's actually going on. Because what's actually going on could be one thing, and the media could be twisted and turned in another. The mainstream media is what I'm saying. But like I said before, I'll say it again. It's my opinion. Yo, that cat. Yo, I think that cat gonna get off. I don't care if nobody say. I think that cat gonna get. I could be wrong, and I stand. Hey, look, I stand 10 toes down if I'm wrong. Hey, but still, I stand 10 toes down if I'm right, because that dude. Look, it's that dude had too much going on, and all of a sudden now he gets caught. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they was trying to build up a case against him or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. But all in all, I don't think he going. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna do it there in jail. His brother didn't do it. He ain't gonna do it. They said it was some alleged. They said it was allegedly something was going on with his pops foundation, whatever. His father's foundation, whatever the case may be. Hey, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But his father wasn't gonna get caught up in that. So, he kind of distanced himself from that situation in his company. But, and he had to. He had to. Because, if that had been my child, I would have had to, like, kind of distance myself. Even if, even if I did take some bread, if I took a little money or whatever, this, that, whatever, and I did something good with it, I still have to distance myself from the publicity of it. When that negative publicity came down, he had to back away. He couldn't show his face and nothing, do nothing. He couldn't, because he was being scrutinized. If his son was being scrutinized, he was being scrutinized. So So he had to kind of lay low, chill, not do nothing, nothing. Cause believe me, feds when the feds get on your tail, they gonna scrutinize everything around you. If the feds was after me, they gonna look at my daughter. They gonna look at my sister. They gonna look at everybody that's related, closely knitted to me. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at somebody closely knitted to me. They gonna look at all my children. You know what I'm saying? They gonna look at my phone calls, all the people who I talk to on a reg. You know what I'm saying? And they gonna scrutinize them. So I mean, but I don't. Let me tell you this. I don't know how they gonna treat him. That's me. Once again, yeah, I'm pulling the race card. They may treat him one way, but they treat me different. They may treat him like that too. You know, they may treat him like that too. If I don't know if this is a federal case, but I think it is. Yeah, it's a federal case. Yes, because that's some heavy mess that he's dealing with. You talking about some millions of dollars. Yes, this is federal. This is some heavy stuff what Ted DiBiase Jr. is going through. You know, but like I said, it's up in the air for me. You know, I have my reservations, but I still say they're not going to do nothing to him. They're not going to do nothing to him. And I ain't surprised because it's just crap. It's just like the O.J. Simpson trial. They doing this crap just like the O.J. Simpson trial, except it's not on TV. They had that crap, the O.J. Simpson, it seemed like that junk lasted forever. When Fox started covering it, man, shoot. That O.J. Simpson trial was covered with nothing coming on that channel. Nothing coming on that channel when the O.J. Simpson trial hit. I was like, man, this is crazy. So, but like I said, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen, you know. But anyway, so, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? You know, with the city council, you know, I hope everything is, you know, I hope they work something out on that side of the fence, especially with this water, you know, you know, nobody's saying anything. Everything is on the hush. The media is not really saying too much. Only thing they talked about was this 12-member committee. Was it 12 or 13-member committee rather, that they're trying to assemble, you know. Hey, that remains to be seen. My question is that what's going to happen to that $800 million that was allocated to Jackson Water? Is they going to release them funds over to this committee, so this committee can start doing the infrastructure reconstruction? You know, and then they sit around, they talk about the pavement of the streets. I seen something last week, and he's talking about one of the sisters was talking about pavement of the streets, right? And I get, we need to do something with the streets for now. But don't you think that they need to get on the way with this infrastructure project? Because they're going to have to tear the streets right back up. I think that there was a woman that lived, I think she said she lived in Shady Oaks or Vernon Addition. It's one of, she's lived out there in that area. She said that she was running for office, and she was talking in reference to the 1% sales tax and how that money is being allocated and what's being spent on. And she don't think that there is enough transparency towards this towards this with that 1% with the 1% sales tax that Lumumba Senior came up with, and now you want to talk about legacy? He gonna leave a legacy. That's his legacy right there. Real talk. But anyway, so that's and she was then they was like, well, they're gonna, she's gonna get back. They're gonna get back with her and try to, go over the numbers and everything like that with her, so she can like kind of disseminate it out there to the public, because it is public knowledge. But they do have meetings. They do have 1% sales tax meetings. In case if you don't know, you just got to tune in. You got to tune in on that Jackson Network, and then what you do, just shoot it over, just send it to YouTube, and then like, share it, and send it over to YouTube, and like it and subscribe to it, and they'll definitely, it'll definitely pop up on your feed. But they do have that 1% sales tax, and then they be, they be talking about what's in that budget. You got to pay attention to it. I don't know if she know about it or whatever, or she just, or maybe there's something else that she want to know about. Maybe she is into them. Maybe there's something else that she needs to know about that she think that the public should know. Maybe. But that right there is going to come out in the wash as well, because, but for me, I'm not moving. I'm like, yeah, I know we need some pavement of these streets. Yeah, but when is this project gonna get underway? When this pavement, when this infrastructure, far as putting new pipes and stuff down in the city, because we all know $800 million is not enough money to do this for Jackson. Hell, $800 million is probably just gonna do probably fondling in Meadowbrook. Maybe Belhaven. That $800 million ain't no bread. Not for a city like this. Not for the infrastructure that you're talking about. It's not gonna do that. They gotta pay workers. They gotta pay equipment. They gotta pull up pipes. They gotta buy piping. Man, please. Then they gotta pay drivers to come in, bringing that crap in. Man, that crap is gonna be exhausted within 10 years, maybe less. Man, please. They need to be planning to try to get some more money allocated. That's what that is, over a period of time. Kind of look at a projection every period to see when this bread can be, when it's possible, when this bread will run out, and then they need to get it projected to where, if they can get an accuracy on it, to where there's some smart folks. It's a lot of smart folks out there that can project when the money's going to run out, and with all the expenses that they're going to incur. Come on, man, please. These are mathematicians out here. Master mathematicians out here. Come on, talk that crap all they want to. They can talk that crap to folks that's stupid, or or folks just come on, man, just oblivious to what's going on. But I'm not going. Like I say, call me what you want. Don't call me collect. I don't collect phone calls. When there's bread involved, it's going to be a lot. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fuss and fighting about that. They're going to want to go in. Somebody going to want to go in this direction, and another one going to want to go into this direction. And they say, hey, call me what you want. Believe me, you when I tell you, the white folks gonna get their hands on that bread. Straight up. They're gonna get it. They're gonna get it on it. They're gonna get their hands on that bread. And the black folks is gonna be scrutinized. You're gonna be scrutinized. I guarantee you this. If anybody that's in office, I'm gonna say it like this here. If anybody that's black, that's a part of any type of that's taught apart any part of any type of staff, they're gonna be scrutinized. Be careful. They all gonna be scrutinized. Everybody. I don't care if you're with the parks department. I don't care what you. All right, you're gonna be scrutinized. You coming in if you coming in as a leader, and you got a staff, y'all are gonna be scrutinized. Cause there's too much money involved in this. There's too much money involved in this. They done changed the CFO. It used to be this African cat. Now it's the sister. I don't know. Yo, look. It was this African cat first. He was a CFO. Then it was now it's his sister. But they, like I said, both of them doing fairly good jobs, whatever. But $800 million is a lot of bread. It's a lot of bread, just like that airport. At the time when Yarborough was in there, I think that thing was surplusing like $2 million. And they started arguing about that shit. Off the rip, they started arguing about that mess because, and I'm like, why is they arguing about this? Because, like I said, because it was over there in Pearl. Well, it's in Jackson, but you got to get to Pearl to get to the airport. Okay, so here's my, okay. So, what that got to do with Pearl? What does the surplus of the $2 million at that time had to do with Pearl? What Pearl got to do with that? What they got to do with that? I mean, they were arguing, what is it going to be, Pearl? Is it going to be Jackson? What's it going to be? I remember, clear as day. Pearl ain't got nothing to do with that airport. But like I said, if there wasn't a $2 million surplus, nobody was arguing, nobody would have been arguing. Man, this thing's tied up. That thing is tied up in court. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're trying to build stuff down up there over there at the airport and everything. But like I say, it remains to be seen about this water. It remains to be seen. I'm going to constantly keep talking about this because, like I said, like many of you, I got questions. My question is that when Jackson Water leave and they bring in this 13 member committee and they change this thing over, this Jackson Water over, and they bring it back into this 13 committee, which I think is a load of crap. They're just still saying that they don't trust the city of Jackson with their water, and they need to be turned back over to the city of Jackson. In my opinion, the city of Jackson need to get their shit together. That's just the size of it. City of Jackson just need to get their shit together. We don't need no 13 committee for some water that we control. That's it. O.B. Curtis is in Jackson. Come on, B. Come on, let's keep that 1,000. That means the state I'm telling you, City of Jackson need to get their shit together. So we ain't got no staffing. Man, please. Give me a break. All these folks going to school and stuff. What is Jackson State for? I don't know what kind of programs they got over there. What is Millsaps for? What is Ole Miss for? What is all these colleges here in the city in the state of Mississippi, and we ain't got no darn engineers. Come on, man. We gotta call somebody from way out yonder, some doggone where, as they say down here. Call somebody from way out yonder. like Texas or something, Minnesota. I'm just throwing states out there. Bringing somebody way down here from Vermont somewhere. Come on, man. They never even heard of Mississippi. You know, that news, you don't even hear about their news up there. You don't hear nothing about Vermont news. Vermont don't hear nothing about Mississippi news. Come on, man, unless it's something in the national. Then they gonna send some expert down here. Come on, man. I like they did with Ted Hennepin. Ted Hennepin was chilling. He was chilling and his wife chilling. Up north there, I think it was up there in Virginia somewhere. Was it Newport News or something? I don't remember. I don't know. He said it was somewhere up. He was chilling up there. Come on, man. Man, just retired. You want to come down here? They got to come down here and deal with this madness? Some government stuff going on. And see, we as residents need to be careful who we vote for. You gotta be careful who we vote for. Because when you're not careful on who you vote for, stuff like this always happens. Because the individual that you voted for, they don't do right. They don't do right. So that's something that you really need to be paying attention to. Because we all know when Junior messed this up. Junior messed this up. He dropped the ball on this dealing with Richard's disposal. Let's call an ace and a spade a spade. He messed this mess up with this water. I mean, I'm talking about deep, not knee deep, not waist deep. He was in over his head. He got in over his head. Youngster. What you get when you're dealing with them youngsters. That's what you get when you're dealing with them youngsters. Them youngsters, yo, tell you something. They gonna talk out the side of their mouth. They're gonna have all types of, they're gonna speak very well. They're gonna have good grammar. They're gonna have a good public presence. Check this out. When it's time to do the work, you're gonna see who they really are. And what did the late great Maya Angelou say? When people show you who they are, believe them. So, I'm telling you, residents, you gotta be very, very careful who we vote for. Because he screwed this up extremely bad. You know, so the milk is spilled. We're trying to clean it up. The bus was going in the wrong direction. Mayor John Horn made them turn the bus around. Now we head in the right direction. So, and what comes next remains to be seen. But from the way I see things moving here in the city of Jackson, I'm telling you, it's more to the story. There's more to the story about this water. There's more to the story about this airport. But it remains to be seen. We are, as some of you know, some of you don't know. We got data centers coming. That means jobs. Vicksburg can't hold everybody. Brandon can't hold everybody. That's just where the data centers are gonna be at. They can't hold everybody. So they may have people coming from out of town. So what is that gonna mean for the spillage? Because it's gonna spill over. The people is gonna spill over in here in Jackson. They got a big project going on over at the Pearl River now. Oh my goodness. Let's stop playing. They got a big project going over at the Pearl River. Pay attention. Pay attention. That big project ain't there for no reason. And data centers got something to do with it. Pay attention. Pay attention. And from what I understand, like I said, it was already in the make. Money was already spent. There's a lot of bread on that Pearl River. So look out, because here they come. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? If you find this video enlightening and informational, hey, subscribe and share it out. Share this information out, because there's gonna be some more. We're gonna see y'all tomorrow on this, because I'm gonna have some more stuff for you tomorrow. This is I just kind of want to get on and kind of rant for this morning, on this Monday morning. This is a wonderful Monday. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be, weather's gonna be okay, from what I understand. It's a pretty okay now around my heat on no more. And well, I ain't gonna say no more. It's probably gonna be another time, because winter's not all the way over with. So, but anyway, it's gonna be okay today. And I'm just gonna get on today and just say what's up to everybody here in the city of Jackson. And I hope everybody, y'all have a rest. I hope y'all weekend was good, and but and we'll see y'all. But we'll see y'all tomorrow. And I'm gonna get off here. And hey, thanks for watching here. We'll talk to you later.